Guys, this is the brand new Henry Supreme. This may be the greatest lever action ever created. You may remember in January of 2024, Henry introduced the Supreme at SHOT Show. Fast forward 1 year, these rifles are now at your local Henry dealers. There's been a little bit of information out there on the interwebs, and basically what this is a brand new design with a lot of different patents that Henry came out with to make the smoothest, most accurate lever action gun that's on the market. That is not a tube fed. This is actually a box fed magazine. And if this magazine looks familiar, it's because it is. MSR magazine, this particular one is chambered in 300 blackout, and they did a lot of things right on this rifle. First, this action, I can work it with my pinky. This action is the smoothest action of any lever action I have ever put my hands in. And I've shot a lot of lever guns. They have a new patented rear and front sight. This is kind of a trapezoid sight. It is, in my opinion, a lot better for my eyes than the semi-buckhorn or the buckhorn sights. You can get a really fine bead with this particular setup. You have an ambi magazine release that you can control from the left or right hand side, and an ambi tang safety. You may notice this lever gun does not have a hammer. It has an internal hammer and a 4-pound trigger straight out of the box that you can actually adjust. So Henry actually created a rifle that you can adjust the weight of the trigger to your sensitivity. This one is in 300 blackout. It has a 16.5-inch barrel, and I have a Banish 30 can on it. I'm shooting some subsonic ammo out of it, and it is very quiet. Let me get loaded up some more, and we'll do some more shooting. All right, let me load up some subsonic Federal American Eagles. These are 220 grainers. I like shooting subsonics out of a 300 blackout, but when you're hunting, especially on big game hunting, I do not recommend using subsonics. Here recently, I took a whitetail in South Texas with this exact rifle. I had a scope on it, but I did take a whitetail at about 95 yards, 100 yards with this rifle. He didn't go 30, 40 yards. I shot it with a 150 grain Federal Fusion, and if you're familiar with the Fusion bullets, they do really, really well on big game. But I took the scope off for this video just to shoot and try out the sights and show the sights for you guys, since that is brand new to Henry, and they come with a little tool that you can actually adjust the trigger with and the sights when you buy the rifle. And yeah, it does really, really well. It's accurate. And let's just do some more shooting here. All right, let's go out to 100, 75. All right, I'm gonna try the 4-inch plate with open sights, see if I can hit it. Nailed it, first shot. All right, click. Now, when I first started shooting this rifle a lot, I had to get in this thick skull that there's no hammer. All right, so when you put a round into the chamber, instinctively, I want to let down that hammer with my thumb. And this safety where it's at reminds me, if I pull that trigger and try to let down the hammer, bad things are going to happen. So that's something different. Since this is a lever action without a hammer, you're going to have to make a mental note not to try to let the hammer down on this firearm. It does have walnut furniture. It is free floated. So that's how you can actually get some more accuracy out of a rifle. It is, you have your swivel studs right here on the front and rear, and it has real tight checkering right here on the front and also the rear with this pistol grip. And the checkering feels really, really nice in the hands. But what makes this rifle so smooth is the bolt. I'm gonna show a up-close picture of this bolt. And if you're familiar with an AR-15 or an AR-10, it's pretty much what you got. So you have a rotating bolt that locks in to this firearm And since it is not gas driven, it is basically a lever action / bolt action rifle, you get a really, really quiet shot when shooting suppressed. But it is an awesome, awesome little package. So you're probably wondering, how accurate is this firearm? Well, this particular one, I've shot it a bunch. I will go ahead and tell you, I can get about an inch group, 0.9 to an inch group all day long out of hunting ammo at 100 yards. I've got a 5.56 right back here that we're going to shoot because the Supreme is chambered in 5.56 and 300 blackout. But we're going to shoot for accuracy on the 5.56, just see how tight we can get these groups. Now, another cool thing, since this is a brand new platform by Henry, and there's a lot of patents going on here, the cool thing is they're going to be able to introduce this rifle in other calibers, okay? You know, 30-06, 308, 7mm, 300 Win Mag. There's going to be endless opportunities with this particular setup. Since it has a detachable box magazine, you're pretty much unlimited of what you can use this rifle for. If you want to use it for home defense, if you want to use it for hunting, if you want to use it for just range, or if you want to use it for anything, you know, since now the capacity of a magazine is pretty much up in the air at this point. You know, you can go with a 10 rounder, a 5 rounder, you can go with a 30 rounder or a drum mag. It will all fit. If it will fit an MSR rifle magazine, it will fit this gun. So let's go back here, let's do some plinking from 100 yards and see how tight we can get those groups out of the 223. All right, now I've got the 5.56 223 in front of me. Yes, it has a wild barrel, so you can shoot either 223 or 5.56 through this particular setup. Unlike the 300 blackout, this one has an 18-inch barrel, and the 300 blackout has a 16.5. I've got a target downrange at 100 yards, and I guarantee you this gun can shoot less than an inch group. It is a Sub-MOA rifle. And one thing I forgot to mention, that they designed this rifle for easy takedown to where you can actually clean it with your takeout pins here on the side. So you can actually take this rifle down, you know, thoroughly, much better than you can the older Henry rifles. So, all right, now on top of here, I've got a Ride-On 1x10. This is I think a 5 primal, or 5 tactics, excuse me, 5 tactics. And it's only 10 power. So I'm gonna go for small groups with the 10 power scope. May not be super easy, but I will try my best. Got to get still, get steady. Boy, trigger is nice. I cannot see where I'm impacting the target. Don't have enough magnification. Just trying to hold that dot in the center. Comes a little bit of wind. I may have pulled that one a little to the left. Don't know. That shot felt good. All right, well, I don't know where I hit the target because I don't have enough magnification, but let's go down there, retrieve the target. I'll be right back. All right, retrieve my target downrange. Ladies and gentlemen, that is about a 0.6 inch group at 100 yards. I have never shot a lever action rifle that accurate. Henry's claim to fame is that these rifles are going to be Sub-MOA at 100 yards. And that 0.6 inch group with federal ammunition, it did a job. Now, to prove that this was no joke, all right, I'm gonna load up 5 rounds here. And I'm using some 69 grain gold medal match, and I've got a joker down there at 100 yards. It's been a while since I split a playing card, but if I can shoot that good of a group at 100 yards, splitting a playing card at 100 yards with this rifle should be no problem at all. So here we go. Let me see if I can split a playing card at 100 yards with a 10 powered scope. Ooh, I think I barely missed to the right, about 1/10 of an inch. Second shot split it. This rifle was so accurate. I think Henry knocked a home run with the Supreme. Everything from the new bolt to the internal hammer suppressed, everything's threaded, and the new calibers that are going to be coming out. I think they hit a home run. This rifle is truly supreme. I know that's a bad joke, but split playing cards on the second shot at 100 yards with a .223, that's not easy to do. Well, you got to have the right setup, of course. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions whatsoever, put them in the comments below. Until next time, y'all be safe and keep linking.